Near, 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 rip a hole in the sun. Welcome to Cum Paude. Why would you cum soft when you can cum loud? Yeah.
Welcome to Cum Laude, Cum Paude, joined here by not one, but two of my favorite people. First of all, we've got my co host here, the Firmalicious, Firm Diggity Dog, Dame Judy Dench. What's going on, Fermi?
It's going good. I know people have been hearing from my doppelganger Rivaderci Keela Turd here recently, but I'm glad to be here at the official Paude setting once again and with a guest of honor this week.
Yeah, without further ado, let's throw it over to him. The man with the snakes in his trousers, the champ, Jeffro Lordy, the pubic Medusas. Let's see our man in his glory. What is going on, Jeff?
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on. You know, the victory tour is finally coming to an end. We had stops in Boston, Massachusetts. We had stops in Manchester, New Hampshire. We had a nice parade out in Asheville, North Carolina. A really, really good one down in Miami, South Beach, where, the streets were lined up for the Medusas. So, yeah, we finally made it back home to Baltimore, and excited to start the repeat tour.
And I think we've seen some photographic evidence, at least from the aftermath of the Miami parade. I do believe there's been some significant cleanup efforts, and on behalf of Public Honors College of Fantasy, we do plan to reimburse the Dade County Public Works Commission for any cleanup they may have had to do for various couches around the Miami metropolitan area.
I'd like to issue a personal apology to Joe's Juice Bar. That's really where the celebrations just got a little out of hand, and definitely left my mark while there. So to Joe's Juice Bar, thank you for the acai bowls and the smoothies, and we will definitely rectify that couch issue. So
That's honestly really good that you bring that up, right? Is because I mean, for at least 8 of our 14 members here, you taught them how to pronounce acai, so you were learning stuff here, which is impressive. Myself being one of them that was formerly Camp Akai. So, what do you say? I believe Dame Judy, we got 3 tough questions for the champ, and in the meantime, I think just in honor of him and his squad, I'll throw his roster up here in the background. But let's start the clock with the fastest, however many minutes, and 3 tough questions for the champ.
let's do it.
Yeah, let's jump in. Rectify that situation that's been rectified there on the cushions. But let's have a quick couple of questions here for the champ. So looking at league history, you've got the top 3 total scores of a week, all over 170 points. You won 5 weeks last year. Do you have what it takes this year to break your record of 175.46 points? And how many weeks are you going to win outright?
And so I think the chance to break the record is definitely doable, especially with the extra flex spot. So I mean, you got to figure that might be another I don't know, 8 to 12, 13, maybe 14 points on a given week. So I think the days of the 170, I think will be challenging somewhere in the 180s a couple weeks. And yeah, I was looking through bye weeks and things like that earlier today, and yeah, there's a couple lower weeks, but I think if everything clicks, I think we could challenge for another 5-week weekly pot coming back my way. I hope so, because I've got 9 different snakes to feed here. So the more weekly pots, and of course the biggest snake, which is not pictured due to safety reasons. So
It's pictured on my screen, but that might be a different tab.
oh yeah, that's something for just special viewership, $9.99 a month that you have subscribed to, and I appreciate your support.
$9.99 a month, well spent.
So I think I need the 5 weeks. I could do the 5 weeks. I think I could challenge for 5 again. I think it's doable. Yeah, let's do it.
Dame Judy looking frozen on my end.
Well, that is the effect that it happens sometimes with the Medusas, and
he looked into the Medusa and turned to stone.
I really wish I had prefaced the meeting by, and you understood it. You have your glasses, so you're fully protected.
Yeah, he stared right into the Medusa. I mean, good grief, you learned that myth in like 3rd grade. What was he thinking?
This is what's going to happen. And I think it's what's going to happen to the other teams this year too. I think they're going to stare right at me on a weekly basis. And
let's see. I think he's logging back on here, but we better warn him here for a second. Yeah. Dame Judy, when you come back on, you cannot stare directly at the Medusa. I mean, you turn to stone. I mean, this is an age as old as time here, kind of story. So. While we've got it here, though, Jeff, I do know that Dame Judy wanted you to break down your roster here a little bit. Fermi, avert your eyes. You cannot stare at the Medusa. It will freeze you, turn you to stone. You were just victim of this. We've got your roster up here on display if you're able to see it. I mean, no, we've got some aging guys, but take us through this championship roster from last year and what you're looking forward to for this year.
Yeah, these are foggy a little bit here, so let me just get this over here. A little foggy. There we go. Okay. Listen, I think this team is still built for the now. I think McCaffrey, people thought it was going to be a fall off this last year. He goes to the Niners, had an incredibly efficient season. I think they're still going to use him, like the gadget he is. I see bounce back. I think people are sleeping a little bit on Mike Evans. If he gets traded, could be to a contender. That could be great. If he doesn't, I think, Tampa and Baker, they're going to be airing it out a lot. So I actually think he's a little underrated this year. Positive regression fairies sprinkling their dust on Deontay Johnson. I mean, no touchdowns last year. He's going to have to have a couple. So I think that's still an improved passing attack. So yeah, we're aging without a doubt, but I think still built to win. Still built to win now. We'll see if the bench guys can step up a little bit here and there.
Yeah. Very legitimate shot, right? At QB1 overall, RB1 overall, tight end 1 overall, with a solid wide receiving core, and honestly, some decent depth on the bench. Some young receiver talent that I think people like with Calvin Austin and Justin Ross. And then, of course, Sean Tucker and Tank Bigsby are great backs being added to the corral. Sean Tucker looking like the steal of the draft, not just for you, but also for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So much of a steal for them that they didn't even draft him.
Yeah, there's some pieces on the bench that, I think with rookies too, it might not be right away, but I think as the year progresses, those could be guys in the second half. Tucker at this point is, again, was the last pick of our draft. So a flyer on him, see how that pans out. Pick up Justin Ross, during the Fab era. See how that works out. One of those two Chiefs guys, I think, will be a reliable source from Mahomes. So we'll see. I like the upside of the bench. And, not a ton of depth that can start right away as like plug and play guys. But as the season progresses, I think they have a chance.
Let it be known too, we've got Minshew Mania on the taxi squad too. I mean, don't want that to go unnoticed. He is obviously a favorite of the Paude here, a darling on our show. So we're certainly happy to see him get a chance and a new home here with the Medusas, a chance to maybe win a title, and that's what we want for the mustachioed and jorted magician that is the Gardener.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, he was the league winner last year, for the Medusas. So I didn't want to cut him outright. He's a locker room presence. He's a chemistry guy. He's a glue guy, and so he deserves to take another trip on the championship run with our team. So we at the Medusas fully appreciate what he brought to the program last year. Even though there was, some people in the league who, maybe were out of contention and thought about, trying to scoop him just to stick it to the Medusas. They shall, not be named today. But Gardner has found a home with us, and we're happy to have him.
Oh, Dame Judy, please avert your eyes again. But did you have one more question for the champ before we hop into the mailbag?
Yeah, let's jump into it. I've got nothing on Perseus, just totally locked me up there. Looking at the snakehead number 7 got me good. But yeah, if the champ has had a chance to look at Arrivederci Turds projections, throwing you at a 9-5 regular season, how you feeling about that prediction?
Yeah, I think we would take the over. I think we'd hammer the over. I think 11 wins is a good season. I think last year maybe we had maybe 12 or something like that, and maybe 11 or 12, somewhere around there. But yeah, like I said, I think with the bye weeks, some of the guys are on bye weeks like week 11, 10, 9. That could be an opportunity for some of the younger guys or rookies to get more established, and so their projections might be low in this sense. But as the year goes on, they could be higher. But I would hammer the over on 9 wins. I'm saying 11, possibly 12 is like a good place.
All right, dig it.
Yeah, a lot of confidence there, and as we expect. But sounds like he's calling his shot a little bit for a repeat. Dame Judy, what do you think we should jump into the mailbag here?
Yeah, let's hit that bag.
We received dozens of submissions here for the champ, and he's looking focused and ready to respond to these. The first is from Bertha McNutter, longtime listener, first time writer, from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in Canada, north of the border here. Seems to be a fan and seems to be well versed in the podcast. With Matt Cross resigning as your fluffer, how do you plan to keep your performance up the entire season this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because Matt and I had something really special last year, and it really took 2 things to sever the relationship. Was one, some questionable scores on a golf round where he claimed to have had a lower number than he did. You really have to trust your fluffer. So I'm just not sure that was good for us. And then it's been said on the pod, but I mean, drafting Deuce Vaughn, I just don't. You have to question their judgment at that point, and so it's sad to see that happen. But at some point, as with fantasy football, you just have to cut ties when you're not getting anything else out of your guys. So he has fluffed his last Medusa for me, and we're on the market for a new one. But it's tough. It is tough. So we'll see how it goes.
Great question from Bertie Mac. What's up next?
Yeah, so this one comes via social media from the platform formerly known as Twitter, from @AnonRetriever69 in Catonsville, Maryland. The question is, do it be farting?
Are you referring to the trophy in front of me here?
I'm just reading them as they came in here. I mean, I don't.
Farting. I'll just say yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I figured that would be the answer, but didn't want to speak for you. And I put a G on the end there. It was really farting with an apostrophe. But yeah, thank you @AnonRetriever69 for that one. This is from a also via the platform formerly known as Twitter, at J Chambers for Life, Baltimore, Maryland. Are you free around 2:30 a.m.?
If it's a weekday, yes. If it's a weekend, I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, I'm available.
Got it. I think she probably already knows that, but from past experience. And then one final question here from I believe that's an Donald Sword in Finksburg, Maryland. He's writing concerning his favorite team, which is that is managed by the commissioner, Ronald Sword. He seems to allege no relation here, but he's saying, other than Ronald Sword and his team, what team do you fear the most in this league as somebody that may make a run at the title, other than you, and clearly who he thinks is the best here, Ron Sword?
Sure. Shout out to our listeners from Finksburg. It's just great that we have that kind of reach.
There's a great Jiffy Mart up there that I'm sure you've been to. I mean, the breakfast burritos in the morning, top notch. Yeah, destination location.
That would definitely make me a yes then to the do it be farting. Have that breakfast burrito. Resounding yes after one of those. The teams that I got my eye on, I think Scooter's got a squad. I think Dame Judy has the potential if his running backs click. Oh, we froze him right out, I guess. I'm sorry. It's just what happens sometimes. It's just the gift and the curse of being a Medusa. And then I would say, is it who's the other team up there? There's one of the teams that has like real depth at quarterback. They have the Tua, they have maybe Dak. It's hard for me to learn people's names because we just end up beating them anyway. So I just think about it as like the team might beat. But fix my glasses again. It's a little foggy here. I would say, Hammy Time. Hammy Time. Is that with Josh Allen? Is that the Josh Allen team? Let's see Hammy Time's team real quick. Yeah. I remember them last year as a team that intimidated me a little bit. A team that made me a little nervous. I think anytime with Josh Allen and Diggs, the double dip there, that can work. I think those are probably the three teams that are jumping out at me the most right now. But the thing with fantasy, I think everybody's teams are one injury away from contending to dropping, and then if you have that guy who is the backup and they slide in for a 10, 12, 13, 14 point a game kind of thing, whether that's a backup running back or wide receiver or something, it can be anybody's game. It definitely won't be Lordy Taint Party. I know that. I don't fear that, in the least bit, and really no one should. I think it's a smoke and mirrors team.
Yeah, not feeling the Tony Pollard edition there for the Taint Party. I mean,
little bitter because I was about an hour away from adding Tony to the Medusas, but the Taint Party upped the ante, so it could just be it could be my bitterness. It's tough being a Greek goddess and then also still having understanding and empathy. So it's something I'm working on this season with my therapist.
Yeah, and we respect that. I mean, always trying to get better. Looks like for the second time, Firmius Perseus has looked into the eyes of the Medusa and has had to make a departure. But we're overtime anyway. I do know that you've got a table shower scheduled at your one of the venues that is listed on your sponsor for this year. Rubmaps.ch will be sponsoring your team this year. Years of patronizing them, they will now patronize you. I mean, that's what you want to see, really, this kind of symbiosis there related to table showers and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it's exciting. All the hand towels that our players will be wearing this year will have PTS on them, which is our location of choice. So we're just excited to have them in our corner this year. As they check all of our corners, Dave. It's really special.
I mean, you are our league's favorite cartographer, so we certainly appreciate your input on that. Champ, any parting words for the league before we let you go about your way?
Yeah, it's a fun season. I hope everybody has a good season. And we start Thursday night, and there's a little spot right here where I'm going to be etching my name into it. At least our Fermi will be doing that if he ever unfreezes. But right here, we're looking for the repeat. So let's get it going Thursday night, baby.
Well, I mean, typically I always say goodnight, Fermi, but Fermi ain't here. So, Champ, Medusa, say goodnight, Jeffy.
Good night, Jeffy.
Thank you for listening to the official podcast of the Public Honors College Fantasy Football League. Cum quickly, cum often, and cum loud.